Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wild and Wingless. Tonight I got with myself on the couch, Daniel Goldoni. Daniel, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. Good to be here.
That's good. Poor Daniel got. I bundled him up at Toowoomba there the other week at the WoW series and said, "Hey man, need to have a chat with you. Need to bring you on the show." And here he is. So the poor guy said yes, and now he's going to regret it. But Daniel, I've known about you guys for quite some time. The Goldoni name in the Speedway is well known, especially in New South Wales and Sydney. But for those who don't know of you, because all we do is know the name, give us a bit of a background on how you became to racing wingless and get to where you got to today.
I started racing bitumen go-karts when I was 8, and Dad raced sprint cars and super sedans and Grand Nationals, and it's all I've known was Speedway, so it's what I wanted to do since day one. And we got into sprint car racing pretty late, really, compared to a lot of other kids. So I started when I was 22 and did that. And then my brother got into wingless racing. We were the first family, myself and my family and the McGuinness family, Jamie McGuinness, his dad, and my dad started wingless racing up here in the Northern Territory. And that's how we got involved in it. And my brother was actually the first one to ever win a wingless feature in the Northern Territory.
Really?
And yeah, so we've been in it since day one. So we've been involved from the initial start up here in the Northern Territory, and we've seen it prosper and at times struggle a little. But yeah, it's been a cool ride to see it. And yeah, so we've always pretty much had cars throughout the time that wingless has been up here in the Northern Territory. So yeah, and I raced sprint cars for a lot, and then had a bit of a break from it and went and chased money with me work and stuff like that. So I had to have a break from racing, and because sprint car racing, it's gotten very expensive as well. So we sort of had a break from that, and we went wingless racing. And I haven't looked back. I've really enjoyed my time racing wingless. So yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah, right. No, that's pretty cool to hear. So, I guess like us, you're a bitumen carter, so that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
I kind of, it's like you can almost pick the guys who are bitumen carters to the dirt carters. They've just got a finesse about themselves. But that's cool to hear that. And I do know you're still actively involved in. I know this is a wingless show, but you're actively involved in karting up there still, aren't you?
Yeah, we own a go-kart shop.
Yep.
My dad does that. So yeah, we're still involved. Not like we used to be, but yeah, we're still actively involved, and it's definitely a good sport to get your kids involved in.
Absolutely.
It did us well, and taught you the basics of motorsport as a
Yeah.
kid.
No, that's cool. Well, I learned something there. So, your brother Jared is the first wingless race winner, feature winner, in. Yep. So
Yeah.
Jared, just the other week, I saw he went to went to WA and did well over there too. So that was pretty cool to see. So he went west, you went east, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I was sort of how I became known about you guys was your stint back in like the late O's to early teens of 2010ish around there, 2011, 2012, at Parramatta Speedway, Valvoline Raceway, racing the sprint cars. So you've raced in I would say almost the heart of the city, Speedway, at Valvoline Raceway. How do you compare it? Did you ever race wingless actually in New South Wales?
Yeah, I
You
did
did?
twice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And, I've got a story to tell both times, but it's not a story to be told on here. But we had a bit of success
Yep.
in some ways, but not in other ways. So I was in contention to win a New South Wales title
Really?
in the first time. I raced the wingless at Parramatta, and we got taken out by a dirty big slide job while
No
running
way.
second. And that was by another sprint car driver. So yeah, that took us out. I think there was like 5 laps to go, and Alex Orr was winning at the time, and he ended up spinning out. And I remember just sitting there thinking, because I could see what was happening in front of him, and I just thought, just got to bite me time, and I'll be no worries.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I got taken out. So that was the end of that. And then the second time I raced at Parramatta was the Australian titles, and we were supposed to be on the front row for the prelim night. And
Yep.
I won't go into it, but it's still a sore topic for me.
Well, I'll
So,
try and buddy you up with some Pepsi Max or something like that next time I see you to get that story.
yeah.
Okay, so racing from the city to Darwin, like, what do you find being the difference?
The biggest difference is the car count. Even with sprint cars and wingless, the car count. definitely the level of competition is no different. Like in Darwin with wingless, it's the most toughest it's ever been. Like we've got probably 6 to 8 cars that can win on any given night. And just the level of equipment up here now is it's just getting better and better. And whereas Parramatta or Eastern Creek now, huge numbers, but just as competitive. So, and every state's the same. Like I look at South Australia, Victoria, WA. Like, mate, there's 8 guys that can win on any given night. So, wingless racing at the moment, I think, is the most toughest it's ever been around Australia.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. 100%. Except for if you go to Toowoomba and Scotty Thompson's there. No.
No.
Actually, so I see that trophy behind you. That's a really cool helmet you got there as well. I really like that display. The Cott trophy. What has Cott done for wingless in Northern Territory? What's that done for you guys?
It's definitely made us excel with our profile up here in Northern Territory, and it's made our car count grow and made it more professional in so many ways. And we've gotten sponsors out of it, guys that want to travel to come and race it. It's been massive, but just trying to get the consistency out of Northline's been hard because we have a couple of good years and then they go and put on another category. So the momentum that we get from it, we'd love to keep building, but at the same time, we sort of struggle to get the momentum. So I hope for all parties involved that next year wingless are back on the card again, and hopefully we can build on that and hopefully cement wingless as part of Chariots and definitely grow it even more and be more successful for both parties in the future.
Yeah, right. No, I've actually really enjoyed tuning into all the Chariots going back. Oh God, like 16ish, around 2016 or so. I can't remember. But I don't care. I'll say it. I always find the wingless put on a better show. It just doesn't matter how you do it. Just take the arrows away from these cars, and you guys can get 3 wide. And you often do. You're talking about presentation. That's one thing that I think when you say the name Daniel Goldoni, you instantly get this vision in your head of well-presented race cars, well-presented. Like I saw you at Toowoomba, race suits $1 million. You got awesome helmets. The whole team's looking $1 million as well. Like you guys really know how to turn it on, and I think that's what you guys obviously need to do. But it spreads. You know what I mean? It gets everyone else doing the same thing. So that's good.
Yeah, 100%. I'm always a big believer it's a mental game as well. If you feel good and you look good, you're going to go out there and drive good and be fast. And that's what I look at racing. It's a big part of its mental game, and 100% it helps everyone build their profile and appearance, and it's a flow-on effect to make the sport better. And yeah, it's good to see, and like you'll say the same thing when Toowoomba last week when we were there, like all the cars in the pits, there wasn't one car that didn't look out of place. Everyone turned out with immaculate looking cars and teams, and it was really professional, and it was a proud moment, and definitely made me feel proud to be a part of it. And I think it's only getting better, and even Australia wide, you look at WA, their cars are $1 million over there. The Islanders, they turn out a really good car, and every state's got them, and yeah, it's good for the sport.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, right. I think the days, well, I've banged on it long enough. The days of these, we're running around with the 410 reject parts and stuff. Those days are gone. Sure, you can get some parts that will just help your car get through the end of the night if you have a big tear up. But a lot of the guys are putting money into these things, and it's what we're seeing. So moving forward from the COT, which has been a great thing, and you have been a great sort of, I'll go ahead and say ambassador for that. I think you've been very a key person. Unfortunately, you've shown a lot of speed, but then unfortunately, we spoke about this, we've gone through the same thing. Just something will just come and bite you and just turn the whole night around and just make it be a bad night. And you'll go home and you'll tear the car down, you'll check everything, replace some motor one parts, you go out there and test again, and it's the same, and it frustrates you. But you show a lot of speed when you're on, Daniel. You're one of the fastest guys in a wingless, 100%.
Yeah, I say it all the time. If we didn't have bad luck, we wouldn't have any luck.
That's my saying too.
And people sometimes, I think they sort of think we're stupid and we don't know what we're doing. But mate, I could write a book on the bad luck, and people wouldn't believe it. It'd be a bestseller. But like I just hope that all the bad luck that we go through on one of the important nights, it turns around and it pays off for being so persistent and I really hope it does turn around for us.
Look at Chariots a couple months ago. You won one of the nights, didn't you?
No, I didn't race Chariots. Just gone.
Oh, was that your brother?
No, he didn't race either. But he.
Oh, shoot, I'm a liar.
That was the NT title weekend. He was in contention there, and then got crashed out.
Yeah. But didn't you win one of the nights?
We won a feature up here in Darwin. It was a club show.
Yep. Maybe I got it wrong. Okay. That was a huge win. That wasn't just a over the line. Like you won. Like you were gone.
Yeah.
And then the next night, I think you had problems or something like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's okay. I remember that. I just couldn't remember exactly what it was. But I remember like one night you came out of the gates and I thought, damn, this guy's fast.
Yeah, we led all 30 laps. It went green to checker. And we dominated in that feature, and we thought that all our problems were solved. And then we come back the next night and the thing wouldn't run again. And it's just been one of them things. The last 12 months we've been trying to find an issue, and mate, we've changed everything in that car from fuel tank to motor, the whole lot, and we just can't find it. It's a little gremlin in the system somewhere, and I'm pretty confident we're on top of it now due to some pretty smart people in Sydney, and hopefully it will all turn around and we'll be back to where we should be.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's awesome. I hope you are too. Now, you've mentioned Sydney, so we'll start on that. So, WOW Series, you were named as one of the WOW Series contracted drivers. Just before we go much further in the series, how does that feel to be named as one of the 20 drivers contracted to that series to represent our division over here?
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely a proud moment, especially being a Northern Territorian. A long way to be from home representing our state or territory, whatever you want to call it. But definitely pretty cool to be a part of it. And it was definitely a feel-good moment standing there in the pits in Toowoomba and knowing that you're a part of the 20 contracted drivers. And I just remember standing there watching the B main and that race with Sammy Walsh and McCarthy and guys like that, mate. They put on such a good race, and it was a proud moment to be standing there watching it. And especially I've been one of the guys that have been behind the WOW Series right from the get-go, me and Jason Bates. And it was definitely a proud moment just from being an organizer as well, with the amount of hard work that's gone into it. There's 14 months of hard work that went into that before we even got to that first round in Toowoomba, and so many phone calls and emails and meetings and stuff like that. But just to get that one out of the books was definitely cool, and definitely WOW is going to set the tone for Wingless in the future, just with the professionalism and stuff, the direction that we want to take Wingless racing now. It's hopefully from here on in, it's going to change the outlook of Wingless in Australia.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. A lot of people had doubts about the WOW Series. I'm going to put my hands up and say I did too. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Not so much. We know we can have big races like Australian titles. I know that. But try and get 20 drivers, then give them an ego to say you've contracted, 20 of you are contracted, and let their heads just explode, and then try and get these posse guys going. I was just sitting there thinking, man, this could be bad. And I was happy to be proven wrong. I came away, we had a terrible night, but I came away being more of a fan of wingless racing than ever before. It was just, anyway, don't worry about what I think. What do you think about that first night?
I'll try and be unbiased because I'm going to give a biased answer. But no, it was definitely good. Obviously, there was a lot of things in the background not a lot of people saw that just from organising the event. We learned a lot, but we're only going to get better from here. But from all accounts, I haven't heard a bad word about it. And from my outlook on it, like, it was a success. We had the best cars in the country there, and they put on a show. It was trying circumstances due to the weather and the way the track was, but everyone put their best foot forward, and I can't thank everyone for supporting it. I understand 100% there was some doubters at the start, but they only made us more eager to prove them wrong and just show that we deserve to have a national series for wingless. And this isn't only just for, and there's still some people out there that probably don't understand what we're trying to do and stuff like that. But we're trying to make the sport better for everyone. And what this is trying to do is find some big sponsors for our series, but also for SummerSlam and blue ribbon events around Australia. We're trying to get some corporate backing into the sport, and it's only going to make the sport and our division better for everyone. Everyone's going to prosper from it. We can go and sell ourselves to sponsors because of the national series and stuff like that. And I just ask that everyone gets behind it and tries to support it as much as they can to make it bigger and better, and so we can prove to everyone that we deserve to have a national series moving forward and to cement WOW into our yearly calendar.
No, you're spot on, right? You hit the nail on the head a lot there too, Daniel. I think the division definitely needed a national series. 100% needed it. I guess it was how it's going to be implemented moving forward. We almost had it with the Super Series back in like 2019 or something like that. And that seemed like a good idea. But okay, you've got Queensland, New South Wales, and South Australia. We didn't go to South Victoria, and this time we are. I know we're not going to WA, and I know we're not going to Northern Territory or Tasmania. But this series seems a lot more. Okay, we had more one state more, but still, it's a bit more of a national series to me than what Super Series was. Super Series was like a baby step for us. Now you guys, as you said yourself, Jason Bates. I know. Sorry, Scott Yallop. Got his name for a second. Sorry, Scotty. I know, like, you guys have been very influential in what's been happening. As you said, I could just imagine the phone calls between all you guys plus everyone else trying to get these tracks on board already, trying to sell the concept to tracks, then try and sell the concept to just the average punter. For me, you've got no qualm. I've got nothing negative about Toowoomba. I thought it was fantastic. You brought this concept in, and rolling through the gate. I think we got there. I can't remember what time we got there, but rolling through the early hours of the morning, it was just relaxed. I remember chatting with you. It was all relaxed. It was almost like we weren't having a big race meeting that night, and it turned it on. As you said, that B-Man was incredible. Seeing the kids in the pits, that was a stellar part for me. I know it wasn't the WOW series, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put it in there because it's awesome. But one thing, making the national series, you had to do it. But we also need to make sure we don't look at the car count from Toowoomba as a negative response to WOW series, because there's obviously some other stuff going on over there up there, and I'm probably going to get shot by saying it. Whether it's the quad bikes in the pits that the local guys aren't happy about, or whatever it is, you can't. It's not the same. So I didn't look at that. What did we get? 34 cars?
Yeah, 34.
I never looked at 34 and went, we failed. No, we didn't fail at all. We went out there and we had 34 of the best cars you can get. O&Ls, by all means, come on. O&Ls, come on. Like, they can come over and add to our numbers. But it was, dude, it was amazing. It was awesome. And I'm just looking at the car count now. We're heading to Sydney. Right now, it's sitting on 58. 2 away from capped. It's going to go over. I know it's going to get to 60. You know it's going to get to 60. So I think, I don't know. I don't think you can take anything negative away from the first round. But I didn't see behind the scenes. You obviously did. So I didn't hear of anyone whinging or bitching. I mean, but yeah, nah, dude, like, hats off to you guys. And I really do hope when you go to Sydney, people will, give you guys a couple more seconds to shake your hands and say thank you, because you guys deserve it, man.
Yeah, 100%. But from the get-go, I've always said, and people will probably think I'm a bit of an idiot for saying this, but I refer to this as World Series little baby brother. And that's the way I've always viewed it, because they've already got the concept, and what we done was stole a little bit of the concept and turned it into a wingless series. And They did all the hard work. And like I said to Jason, I said, the proof's already in the pudding. Yep. Now it's time for us to go and steal some ideas and turn it into how we want to do. And that's, it's proven, like, it's around the contracted driver situation and all that. It's guaranteed to work. And we're creating a family aspect, and like you just said just then, and I've actually thought about it during the week as well. It was all fun, and that's what we're trying to do, is bring back the fun, even though it's a major blue ribbon event for 5 rounds and every night is like an Australian title. But we're trying to make it fun, and with the travelling teams, that's what World Series was all about as well. Was they were like a family on the road, and this is what we're trying to do as well. And yeah, we just want to bring back the fun element as well, and go and race our butts off during the week. On a Saturday night, but have fun during the week as well, and party and travel and do whatever we do and build friendships out of it and stuff like that. So it's all a win-win.
Yeah.
It just really is. So.
No, I think you guys again, and I'm going to say it again, like putting Wade Aundra on the roster, that was definitely a smart move. The way he brings everyone together. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll take the credit a little bit. I think the shows I've been doing where people have been hearing other drivers and learning a bit more about them, it's been pretty cool. I've been able to walk up to people who I've never really had a conversation with before, just saying, "Hey man, how you going?" Like as if I knew them. So that's been good. But so you were selected. You're one of the 20, and it was because of your. I mean, how they looked at it in the voting, because there was all different rumours, but I still believe, even if you weren't a part of the organising side, you definitely should have been involved in this series, being who you are and where you are from as a leading driver from the Northern Territory. So it's good to have you guys in. How are you finding the series as a competitor right now? So we've gone through round one. Talk to us about how your experience of round one was.
Yeah, it was good. No dramas at all, apart from my on-track issues. But yeah, hopefully they're resolved. But just coming from the Northern Territory, logistically, it's a logistical nightmare. And so yeah, and definitely a lot of money involved to get the equipment down there. And luckily, Dad's sort of semi-retired, so he can take as much time as he wants to drive the truck around Australia and do what he needs to do. But that's the only challenge that myself and Jamie face, is the logistical nightmare of it and the money involved in doing it. But the difference is with me and Jamie as well, not a lot of people know, is that we are well accustomed to travelling. We've done a lot of travelling on the road. Jamie went and did World Series a couple of times with the Speed Week deal, and he went and did other things as well with his sprint car career as well on the road. And I did 4 years at Parramatta, so.
Yeah.
And the Classic and King's Challenge and all that. So we did a lot of travelling in that time as well. So we know what's involved in travelling, and there's a lot involved. So, and you've got to have the gear behind you to do it as well. You've got to be stocked. Like our truck, it's full to the brim, So a lot of people don't see that side of it as well. But yeah, there's a bit to it. So
yeah, so like not only were behind the scenes sort of helping to direct the idea of this World Series baby brother, you're also heavily financially invested in it, and that I think just goes to show, if anyone's got any questions about it or they got whatever feelings, this is someone right here, Goldoni, heavily invested both financially as well as your time to making this series go. To me, it's won me over, and I'm a huge fan of it now, so I just cannot wait to see it. And I want to see it grow to another year, because I can't wait. I think the disappointing thing for me, if I said there wasn't one, but there was, Toowoomba was only one night. I didn't want to say goodbye to everybody. You know what I mean? Everyone was having too much fun. Our car was torn up, but I don't care. We're having too much fun. But
yeah.
All right, so we're heading down. Well, you're coming down this weekend to race at Sydney, aren't you, for the Prelude? Yeah. How do you feel you're going to go at Sydney?
I've already done a race meeting there. That was the first New South Wales title that they had at Eastern Creek. That night it rained.
Did you come down, did you?
Yeah, I came down and drove the N10 for Scott Yallett, and qualified fourth in the feature.
No way, really?
Yeah. Beside John Egan, I didn't even know who John Egan was that night. I was like, "Who's this guy lined up beside me?" Luke Storer was in front of me, and I can't remember who started off pole, but it was that night that Kyle Mock had that big crash.
Oh,
in
dude.
3 and 4.
Man, that was bad. Yeah.
And we got taken out of it. So yeah, but the track was different back then as well. They obviously reshaped it, and the track was that hooked up that night. So I can't really take any notes out of that, and that's why I'm coming down this weekend to do some racing, just so we can get a leg up for WOW and see. But it's going to be tough this weekend. There's over 50 cars that I've seen on the nomination list.
What do we got right now? So I've just hit my refresh because I like to do it. 54. Yeah. Yeah, 54. 54 for a club show.
Yeah.
And I mean, I found out we don't have Blake Walsh this weekend, which, he's racing locally, unfortunately. It would be good to see him, but he's got to be down there to help Wild&Wingless. But I mean, so you're coming down for this race firsthand. And that's the thing. You said, like, a lot's changed. They don't even drive out on the track the same way as you did last time. Like, everything's changed. So, yeah, good luck. Even the local boys have no idea what we're doing. Yeah. If I can suggest anything, a lot of people ask me how how best to prepare for that track. I said, man, there was a video getting around from practice night of Andrew Sayer. If you can get your hand on that video, just do that. Oh, that kid is badass fast. All right, so you come down this weekend, and we've got, as I said, 54. Then the following weekend is your round 2. What do you think for your round 2? What are your thoughts for that?
Just to keep our nose clean and survive both heat races, because if you can do that, you've got a good shot at making the A.
Yep.
With the amount of cars there, I'm confident we're going to have the 60 cars, and as soon as you drop a heat, you're straight in the C main. So it's as long as you keep your nose clean. And
he's already got the numbers worked out. If you miss a heat, you're in the C main. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Like, I've been sitting here trying to crunch stuff for the last couple of days, talking to other people and all the rest, and I have not even considered alphabets yet. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Okay. That's incredible.
Yeah, so that's our main objective, is just to stay out of trouble and try and get as many points as we can, and hopefully we're somewhere in the A main at least.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see you in the A main, that's for sure. Now, as you know, this series follows around, so we go Simpson, Borderline, then we're going to finish up at Mildura.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the Mildura holding the Australian title there as well? You a fan of that? You like that track? Have you ever been to Mildura?
No, never.
Wow.
I've watched it a couple of times, and I'm actually a big fan because of what the future is going to hold there, because they're pretty excited about it, and they're pretty excited about WOW coming to town as well.
Yep.
And there's going to be a lot of work put in the next couple of months into making it really big. And it's not only going to be 2 race meetings down there, but there's going to be a whole lot of fun during the week. There's going to be some activities planned, hopefully, and stuff like that. It'll be a real festival for that week. And I think the town's going to get really behind it. And there's already some companies down there that are pretty excited about us coming. And so it's going to be exciting for Wingless, I think. It's probably, I dare say, with the car count, they're talking over 100 cars. So it's
100.
Going to be, I'd say it's probably going to be the biggest Australian title that the AWSR's ever had, to be honest.
Well, I think you're going to be right, because after speaking with Travis Armstrong, the WA president, the other night, he's confirmed we've got some WA cars coming over. Yeah. I haven't had it confirmed, but I'm pretty sure I've heard someone say it, but I haven't spoken to anyone from Tassie yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get a couple of T cars there.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be a couple of Tassie cars.
Yep. We're definitely going to have a Queenslanders, because they're going to be there. I know that. So, yeah, I need to go back and... maybe not. Maybe I wasn't at the Australian title that was held at Murray Bridge back in 2019. Was it 2020, sorry? You know, the one that didn't run. Did we have, like, full... Tasmanian cars there that time and Queensland cars there for that year?
I don't know if there was any Tassie cars there.
Right, I need to check that, because this, I could be wrong, but there could be a small chance this might be the first Australian title with every state, territory. Maybe. Let's see. That'd be pretty cool if it is.
I think it will be, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm all right. That's all right. If I'm on the same wavelengths as Daniel, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. All right, so... yeah, that's going to be insane. As you were saying before, national series, talking about partnerships, you get a national series and then you get a national partner, or a company that's national wide, and they come on board to assist. It only helps everybody grow more. When you're trying to do these small 3-round series across the middle of nowhere in country New South Wales, Victoria, not knocking it, I'm just saying, how much exposure can you offer to a national company for a partnership? So I think you guys are definitely on the right track here, and to hear that already the PR campaign's working like crazy down in Mildura, probably Wade working his butt off, that's awesome. Man, I'm excited. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, Daniel.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
It's cool, and I actually had a conversation with a guy in America the other day, Drake York. He's a USAC commentator, and even he's heard about WOW, and he was saying from all good reports, he thinks it's a success so far as well. So that was cool to talk to Drake, and for someone like him, the profile that he's got, and in America, for him to be hearing about WOW, that's a cool thing. So It's definitely got a lot of people talking, and definitely offshore as well. And like I say to people, just be patient. It's only year number 1. Let's keep getting it bigger and bigger. And I can tell you right now that we've got a plan of at least 3 years of this deal, and hopefully it will just keep rolling, and it will cement itself in wingless racing for every year. And that's a grand plan. if it only lasts 1 year, it's a failure, and we're not going to let that happen. So
this is really good. So from the start, when this first came out, I had people asking me, go speak to someone about the WoW series. And I sort of did try and speak to Jason Bates, but he was very busy. Like, you guys were all busy just trying to get this thing going. When I called you up or came out to you and said, "Hey man, do you mind coming on the show? Because I want to hear about your story," I never thought we'd get this much information from the WoW. But this is so good to hear, because I think this just reiterates all of us what we're doing in the workshops, what we're doing on the sheds, working on our hot rods. Like, it's forget about the end game being short. We're talking long game here. We're talking.
100%.
This is great.
And I'll tell you right now that this is the best the AWSR's looked in a very long time. And no disrespect to anyone in the past, but we've got a group of hungry people that can see the big picture, and we want it to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is our end game, is to keep building on the direction of the sport. And I've got some big plans, and hopefully they do get there. But I want to have the biggest paying race for wingless as well. Like, I want to work on that, and that's a plan of mine. I at least want to have a race that will pay $15,000 to $20,000 to win, and that's in a couple of years' time, hopefully.
Yep.
And hopefully that will be on the back of WoW. And yeah, I've got some big plans, and hopefully some people support it and can see the direction that I want to take it in with some other people. And there's some good people that I'm working with at the moment: Jason Bates, Andrew Broom, Luke Will. There's a lot of good people on our committee, and yeah, that can see the big picture and the direction that we want to take it in. And the AWSR are a full support of what we're trying to do, and I can't thank them enough. Scott Yallett, Daryl Sloan, mate, I can't speak highly enough of him. He is an absolute legend, and
he is.
People don't understand the amount of work that he does behind the scenes. It's huge, and mate, he should be getting paid for what he does, because he's trying to run an SA club as well as the AWSR as well, with the secretary role, and it's massive. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and yeah, so I'm proud to be a part of the AWSR. I'm actually a committee member as well, and yeah, it's we're moving in the right direction. I'm pretty proud at the moment.
No, that's good, and you're right. You named some people there, and all of them are fantastic people. I've got to speak to them firsthand, and I agree with you. This AWSR right now is, man, it's a train, and it's just getting its legs and it's going.
Yeah, and Peter Granger's on there now as well as a vice president.
Yes.
And yeah, he's a really good guy as well, and he's the same. He wants to see it grow bigger and bigger, and Sean Fitzpatrick and the Fitzpatricks as well. They've got the same vision that we all do, and it's definitely a cool time to be a part of it at the moment. Definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, look, you look over in WA, and I hear about all the new car counts they're getting. How many, just going off topic here, how many cars roughly do you guys see new to Northern Territory wingless a year? Are you guys seeing newcomers coming in?
Yeah, our club's getting bigger and bigger. So we've got over 30 cars registered. We've probably got about 35 now.
Yep.
And there's some more coming out next year that are new as well. So I think every state is breaking records. I know South Australia, like their car count's going through the roof, and so is ours. Like, we've had the most cars we've ever had. So yeah, it's definitely growing around Australia. It's taking off, and I think WoW is only going to help that.
I think you're right. It's going to take it to, because we're going to be going to tracks which are not all of them, but like, your wingless, for example, at Mildura, your wingless will be. We go there a fair bit, and I know young Geordie Blythe, though, he's been very passionate about getting the South Australian club to Mildura in the past, and he'll always put out a call to us New South Wales boys. We'll go down and try and help him. But that's more of a sedan-based track. But to see that these wingless cars get more and more around these country tracks where you got the sedan classes, man, it's only a matter of time. Like, we've turned, like, you've got to remember, Mark Blyton came from sedans. Yeah. He's come from sedans. He's gone through all the sprint car classes, and now he's in wingless. And I think you're right. We're all going to grow. I don't know what Queensland and New South Wales are doing at the moment, because we lost on and off with our track in New South Wales, and Queensland losing Archfield was a bit of a kick. But surely the numbers are going to start coming back, and I think you're right. Record numbers all around. I just need to get a hold of someone in Tasmania to find what's going on down there. But it's looking good. It's very healthy at the moment, and it's fantastic. Good time to be a part of wingless. So you're right. Yes,
and I think it's only going to get better and better yet. So.
No, I love it. Hey, before I let you go, I need to ask you a couple of questions. So, what is your favourite track you've raced at?
Parramatta.
Parramatta?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really miss it. And unfortunately, there will never be another Parramatta. But yeah, that's definitely my favourite. I've got a lot of good memories there. So, and I met a lot of good people, and yeah, so many people helped me and taught me there, and treated me like family. So yeah, it's special to me, and that's why I'm looking forward to coming back to Sydney this week, because I get to see them all again, and yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good actually. Yeah, I kind of think it's like a little reunion for you, so that'd be good. What's your favourite memory as a driver?
I've got two, and they
Yeah?
were both at Parramatta. So one night I finished on the podium with Max and Robbie. They were World Series contracted drivers at the time, and they
No
were,
way.
yeah, that was cool. I led the feature and ended up running third, and yeah, so that was a really special moment. And I remember driving home that night, and I thought, well, like I've got the photo now. It doesn't matter. I could retire tomorrow, and I'd be happy. So yeah, that was cool. And then the second time was I raced Tony Stewart wheel to wheel for 5 laps in the feature, and I just remember I was on the top, he was on the bottom, and we did it for 5 laps. And anyway, the race got red flagged and cancelled, and he got out of the car. We both pulled up on the back straight, and he got out and gave me the big thumbs up, and that was cool as well. So yeah, to have Tony Stewart do that, that was another special moment. So yeah, so many down there at Parramatta, and yeah, definitely miss it. That's for sure.
To get thumbs up from Smoke, you know you got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. Hey, look, I really do appreciate your time. Now, because you've suckered me in to tell me that you're one of the series sort of organisers in the background, I'll try and get you on to have a bit of a catch up as the series goes on for the WoW series. But one thing I do like to do, and you are very good at your presentation on all your sponsors and all your partners, but I want to give everyone an opportunity to thank them on the show. Just to let people know who supports you, get up and down the highway. Yeah, floor's all yours.
Yeah, definitely. All Car Upholstery, they've been on my car since day one when I started sprint car racing, and they're close family friends, and I can't thank them enough. And Adrian Ma from High Tech Engine Balancing, he's like my brother, so I can't thank him enough. He's supported me from when I first met him, and I stayed at his place at Rouse Hill when we were down there racing. So yeah, he's like family to me. Definitely Penrite. I'm a brand ambassador for Penrite Oils, and Fedham fuel testing equipment, A1 Mechanics. They're another one. They're in Alice Springs, believe it or not. And he's Matt Phillips. He's a big supporter of mine, and he's done so much for me. And I've driven cars for him as well in the past. So yeah, that's been cool. And Napa Darwin, Andy FX, so many people. But yeah,
Awesome.
I've definitely got a loyal group of people behind me, and I just can't thank them enough.
Well, yeah, no, and absolutely. I do remember the first time I saw you with the way I saw you get out of the truck there, first thing in the morning, I looked at you and I thought, man, you're a walking billboard. Look at you. You presented like no tomorrow, and everyone else was walking around day because the show hadn't started, but you were on point straight away. That's awesome. I did find it humorous to know you slept just a couple of streets away from me, from where I live, at Adrian Ma's house around the corner. Adrian, if you tune in, how you going, brother? No longer a neighbour anymore, but anyway. No, that's good, man. Look, I really appreciate your time coming to have a chat. Yeah, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you at Eastern Creek. I almost said Parramatta. Eastern Creek this weekend. Hopefully we'll catch up there for a chat. And yeah, I'll see you soon, all right, bud?
Yeah, and I just can't thank everyone that's gotten on board, the Sayers. Massive thanks to them for coming on board as our sponsor.
Yep.
And all the guys that come on as contracted drivers that shared our vision and could see it. And everyone that's getting behind it, I just can't thank them guys enough. And yeah, I thank you for doing what you're doing as well. You're making a difference to our sport, and there needs to be a lot more of it as well. It's definitely cool to be a part of it, and I say thank you to everyone, and especially you that's involved. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, thank you to the Sayers, 1-6 Industry, Leon, Jack. Appreciate it. They put a lot in. They do put a lot in.
Yeah, they're a good family.
They are. No, but thank you, mate. And everyone else, thanks for tuning in. And just remember, this weekend, Sydney International Speedway, you've got the Prelude. I'm going to call it the Prelude to the WoW Series. Coming on down, we've got 54 cars. They're going to go side by side, and they're going to get closer than any sprint car wishes they could. That's this weekend. But yeah, come on down. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.